Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. From this point, we will dive into the Revit software and start working with it. I have some good news. From this point onwards, we will be working on a project-based approach. This means that instead of just practicing the commands, we will work on commands in the context of a project. For example, I have chosen a project for you that includes columnization, stairs, curtain wall, furniture, and everything else. We will start with this project. The first thing we need to do is leveling and creating floors. First, we will work on the level command in Revit and learn all its ins and outs. Then we will level the project. Afterwards, when we want to draw walls or do columnization, we will first work on columnization in Revit software. Then we will do the columnization for the project. In other words, we will work on all the techniques on project so that there is no duplication of work and you can learn Revit from A to Z. At the same time, we will also work on a phase 2 project together up to the highest level of detail. Let's start and see how to do this. I open the Revit software and click the New button on the first page. Here we can use the default metric that we added in the first session. Once the Revit software opens, type UN. We always have to do this unless we have created our own template. During the tutorials, I will tell you how to create a custom template so you no longer need to set your unit each time. All important commands have shortcuts. Project Units has the shortcut UN, which you can use to easily access the length section. From here, change the units to meters. Set rounding to 2 decimal places. Set unit symbol to N. Click OK to save the changes. Now we can work in meters. We have 2 options on the drawing page. One is Properties and the other is Project Browser. Sometimes you may accidentally close these windows. Well, without them, we are literally paralyzed in Revit and cannot work. Therefore, on the View tab and from the User Interface section, we add the Project Browser and Properties options. That's easy. Now, some people prefer to drag it here. For example, they might drop it on top of this one. When you do that, the properties will appear here and the project browser will be here. On the other hand, if you want to drag it out, some people prefer to put it behind this one, like this. Others might prefer it in front of this one. Some people also like to have it down here, meaning I can bring it here, the way it was originally, or how this one down here and the other one up top. This is entirely up to you, and you can decide how you want to do it. However, I personally always prefer to have the project browser on the right side because it's more comfortable for me, even for reading, and I like the properties to be here. There are 2 important points here. First, both of them are on 2 sides, so you have full access to all layer options. Second, you can easily select them and your field of vision can easily rotate to both sides. If you don't like it this way, you can have different combination of these 2. The next point is about the tabs we open. In other words, if I have level 1 open and I open level 2, a new tab will open. For example, I open the north view, I open the east view, I can switch between them with Ctrl tab. I hold down the Ctrl key and keep pressing tab, like this. In the view section, we have two options: tab views, which we're currently on, and tile views, which displays the tabs in a tiled format so I can see all my different pages. If I switch to tab views, the close inactive option becomes active. If I click this option, all the tabs that I'm not currently on will be closed. If I open a page again, they will open as new tabs, and I can switch between them here and close them from here as well. This was not possible in versions 2019 and below. Alright, let's get to level 1. To define a level, we need to go to the elevation view. The current level is set to 4 meters. The shortcut for the level command is LL. You can also find it on the Architecture tab under the Level option. If we type LL, we have two options: line and pick lines. In the Draw section, we can draw the level manually and then specify the desired heights. This method is time-consuming, so let's use a better way. We can use the offset option to draw the level on top of the existing level. For example, we can offset the level by 4 meters to create a new level on top of level 2. However, I prefer to use the pick lines option. We type LL and select the pick option. In the offset field, we type 4 and then click on the existing levels to create new levels with a 4-meter offset. Now, what if we don't know the exact height? For example, let's say we know the number of stairs and their height. We don't need a calculator. We type LL and select pick lines. In the offset field, we enter a simple formula: equals number of stairs multiplied by height of each stair. For example, if we have 18 stairs and each stair is 17 centimeters high, we would enter equals 18 multiplied by 0.17. We can then move the cursor from the offset field to the drawing area. Revit will calculate the answer and display it. In this case, the answer is 3.06 meters. We can now create new levels at 3.06 meters, 3.06 meters, and so on. So here is the formula method. We have an equation where the number of stairs multiplied by the height of each stair equals the floor height. Another point: someone might want to copy the levels. They press CO, which activates the shortcut for the command. They don't even need to press enter. After selecting the object, they press enter. They also activate the multiple mode to select multiple levels and copy them. Then they see that some of the levels are black and some are blue. They go to the project browser and see that there are 2 levels here and 5 levels there. What happened? When you click on the level, you're actually running the level command. Here, you have an option called Make Plan View. This means that when you create a level here, it also creates a plan view for you and gives you the level. But when you press CO and select the level, the copy command doesn't understand what it's copying. It just performs the copy operation, so no plan view is created. Only level symbol is copied. What to do? You need to go to the View tab and in the Plan View section, use the Floor Plan option. Then select all the levels that are here and are black. You can either select them one by one using the Ctrl key, or select one of them, hold down the Shift key and click on the last one. When you click OK, all 3 of them will be added to your floor plan section. And if you go to the view, they will no longer be black. Here is another method for adding drawn levels created using the copy command. Help me reach my goals by liking and subscribing to my channel. Your support is truly appreciated. I press Ctrl Z to undo the last action and go back to the state before I use the copy command. I draw the levels in the usual way. I want the height of my levels to be 3.40 meters. I can do this by typing 3.40 in the offset field. We create a new level by selecting the LL and Pick Lines tools and setting the offset to 3.40. We will have 4 levels in total: ground floor, first floor, second floor, and roof. There are several ways to rename levels. Number 1, select the level. In the Properties palette, go to the Identity Data section, edit the name field. Number 2, double-click the level to open its properties, edit the name field. And number 3, right-click the level and select Rename. Levels are sorted alphabetically in floor plans. This means that the order of levels can be changed by renaming them. For example, if we rename the ground floor and first floor, the order of the levels in the floor plan will be reversed. It's important to consider the alphabetical order to ensure that the levels are displayed in the correct order in floor plans. To do a trick here, I rename it type 00 point and then type ground floor plan and press enter. The first time you change the name, it will ask you if you want to change it. You say yes and you click OK. See, it changed here too. Now, if I select this one, it changed here too. So, they're all linked. I also rename level 2 here. I type 01 point first floor plan. Next, 02 point second floor plan. And enter. And finally, I type 03 point third floor plan. Now some people may want to change the symbol here. The icon that exists here is for the elevation code of the floors in the plan, not the elevation. It's easy to do. Once we select it, we have a number of settings in the properties, from the elevation or level height to the name and other things. The important point is that when we enter edit type, we have more detailed settings, such as the type of line that exists, the symbol that exists here, whether or not there's a symbol on both sides, and its color. Whenever you want to change the edit type or type properties of an object, always duplicate it, whether it's a wall, a door, a window, an elevation code, or anything else. Why? Because if we don't duplicate it, any change we make to one of them will be applied to all of them. Now I'm going to duplicate it. I'll name it my level. Now I'm going to change it from center to, for example, dash dot. You see, it changes by itself. If I go into edit type and change it to red, for example, it changes by itself. But if I hadn't duplicated it, these other 3 would have changed with it. Okay, so I don't want this to be this color, I want it to be black. I want it to be centered. But in the symbol section, we only have one option for level head circle and one for level head no bubble. If I set it to no bubble, there will be no circle at all in list section. We usually want to have a specific symbol, so I need to add a family to the families that exist in Revit. I can go to the Insert section. All of these objects are accessible from the Load Family section. Sometimes, when you select an object, it has a load option in the type properties itself, which we don't have here. If I select Load Family, I will go to the addresses that we gave in the File Location section in the first session. But there is one thing you need to be careful about. Objects that are three-dimensional are in their own libraries, for example, doors or furniture. But all families and all things related to two-dimensional objects are in the Annotation section. The symbol that we have in the view is also a two-dimensional object. So I have to go to the Annotation section, and here I select N-level head triangle spot and open it. When I load it, Revit is smart and it goes exactly where it needs to be. In the view, I select one of the levels, go to the Edit Type section, and in the Symbol section, if I open this, I used to have two options, but now I have three options. I select N-level head triangle spot and click OK, and it becomes the level head what I wanted. Alright, I easily created this here. Now, why didn't this change? Because I duplicate them. Now, what if I want them to look like this? Should I select all three and go back to Edit Type? No, I can use the Mesh Properties command. In the Modify tab, the brush icon in the Clipboard section is called Mesh Type Properties, which we also have in AutoCAD. The Mesh Type Properties command is used to copy the type properties of one element to other elements of the same category. To use the Mesh Type Properties command, first select the element with the type properties you want to copy. Then, select the elements you want to apply the type properties to. The shortcut for the Mesh Type Properties command is MA, so I type MA. Fortunately, the shortcut is the same. First, I click on the main object. Then I say this, and this should also be like this. That's great. We can use shortcuts as a common between AutoCAD and Revit. That's why I always say be proficient in AutoCAD. Architects should always be proficient in AutoCAD, because AutoCAD is the basic software in engineering systems, and we always need it. Now that we have learned different ways to create levels in Revit and have completed the leveling of our project, to save the project, simply go to the File section and click Save As. Then select the project and the location where you want to save the project, and give your project a desired name. The only thing you need to do is to go to the Option menu and set the maximum backup to 1. Click OK and then Save. I hope you enjoyed this part of the tutorial on how to do level grading from scratch in Revit software. The comment section is yours. Let me know your thoughts and what contents you'd like next. Thanks for watching. Liking and subscribing helps this channel grow, so thank you in advance.